So we are 2 days away from opening the office, and everything is coming along nicely. This is going to be the reception area. We have a little kids area over there. We're going to have a smaller TV so we could have some Netflix streaming for them. And then over here, we're going to have a few chairs, bench right over here. But also I like that we're going to have a workstation over here. So there are going to be 3 little ottomans where people can sit and charge their phones or do their work as they're waiting. And this is very bright right now, but we're going to get some tints just to kind of block everything out. And we have the TV here. It's a nice 55-inch with a coffee bar underneath it. So there's nothing of it in here right now, but once it's in, I'm sure it'll look great. So we'll go inside. And this is the really expensive furniture that I bought. But no, we're gonna have 2 chairs, one over here and one over there. And the point of this is to be sitting next to the patient, and then we could present their treatment plan on the screen over here. And hopefully get them to realize that the treatment's necessary by showing them bigger images of their messed up tooth. So we'll go next door. And this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to just open up an office to make everything as easy as possible for me, but also my assistant, because we come from an office that's really disorganized, and she's constantly having to walk in and out of the room. We waste so much time, and we probably just look clumsy because we don't have everything in one place. So originally I didn't want to go with all these because it's expensive, but it does look really nice. But it's really expensive, but definitely I think it'll be worth it. We have these little cabinets that pull out over here. So what we put over here is all the stuff that you would need for any procedure. So the anesthesia, burrs, and then over here we have your suction, your cotton rolls, and there's actually going to be another layer over here, and we're going to figure more stuff to put in there. But over here we have more of the mechanical stuff, high speed, and these are some liners, and we're going to be able to mix some cements with that. So once we get this over here, then we'll be able to put some more things. And then this other thing is great because, well, actually we'll go back over here. Anything you'll ever need will be all just in this area because these pull out like this. This station rotates around the axis of this, so when the assistant is sitting here, if she needs anything, she could easily access all the stuff right here, or it's going to be on top of the table. And one other thing that we're doing is that we're going to be having carts. And this is another favorite part. So if I tell Alexis, my assistant, I want to do an implant, all she does is that she just goes in here, just hauls it in here. And everything she's going to need is going to be in here or in this room. So at any point in time, if something is forgotten, she's not going to have to leave. So it's going to keep us really efficient. And everything is clearly labeled over here, so there's no question about where anything is. And what this also does is that it serves as a worktop for me. So I'll just barrier it, and then I'll be able to sit here. Anything else I'll need will be right over here also. Those are the nasal hoods, and these are the isolites. So what I love about these is that if Alexis needs to go somewhere, then she'll be able to leave, and the patient will still have adequate suction. What we did was that we have all the isolites over here, and not only that, we only have one HVAC, but we're also going to put one more in there so that extra HVAC could be attached to the isolite, and we could have that in the patient's mouth. So if at any point Alexis, my assistant, needs to leave, we'll be able to still get adequate suction for the patient, and it won't be an issue. So, really in making this office, I really wanted it to be designed so that it's the most efficient, it was the easiest, and it would just make everything a lot more seamless for us. And I'm just glad that I was able to do it exactly the way that I wanted it, just so I can make my own life easier. And yeah, I mean, it's just pretty. It's really pretty. That's the other thing that I like about it. So I guess we'll go out into the hallway. And so even though we're only opening in 3 days, you could still see that there's some construction going on in the back over there. But one other thing is that I'm kind of realizing that if we still had about 2-3 extra weeks, this still would have been happening 2-3 days before opening anyway, just by the principles of life. So we still need to finish a few things, but we'll be able to get by pretty easily since the majority of things are ready. This is our second op over here. So generally everything's the same and just kind of replicated once over. Again, really like the color of the chairs that we chose. Kind of gives a little bit of life to the very neutral color palette. What we have so far is that we have the first op setup, and then we have the second op setup right over here. But in the beginning, I only thought I was going to have a smaller practice, maybe about 3-4 ops max. But after talking to Ideal Practices, and actually after Jamie got me reading a book called The Magic of Thinking Big, I was like, why not? Why not just have everything ready so when the time comes and I want to expand, I don't have to move, I don't have to do a weird expansion. All I have to do is just plumb, well, they're already plumbed. I just have to put chairs into these other rooms over here. So we actually have, that's the second one, but we have a third one that's ready to go. So everything has been hooked up. And one other thing that's actually a little different about these is that, so like in the other rooms, we'll have a TV over here, but for the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth rooms, we actually have a connection up there to the HDMI and backing so that when the patient lays down, they'll be able to see a TV directly above them. And that's something we didn't do in those first 2 rooms because it's just really expensive for the mount. But with a growing business, and we'll be able to afford that. And so it's good to have just all that planned, and it was good that Ideal Practices told me to do that so that I can plan for the future without having to have a pain in my neck. So that worked out really well, especially for all these. So we have another one right over here. So that's the fourth one. And we have a fifth one over here. So hopefully we'll be able to put a chair in here soon. And then we have the last one that's next door. And this is the sixth one. This is going to be our surgical one. The thing that's slightly different about it is that that one is going to have a sink in the corner. And this will be mostly used for sedations, more surgical procedures. And also kind of worked out because there's a Pizza Hut right over there, and they get pretty loud sometimes in the afternoons and evenings. So it'll be good that our patients will be sedated so they won't know what's going on. And we could use that kind of as a measure to see how sedated they are. So these are all the ops, and hopefully I'll have them all ready as soon as possible. Hopefully growth is good, and we'll be able to fill in all these rooms. I think the cards get me more excited than anything else because it's well, one, it was really pretty, and two, it was pretty cheap because it was from IKEA. But the other thing is that it just makes everything so seamless. So really anything that so this is an example of crown and bridge. Anything you'd need for crown and bridge, it's going to be in here, including all the tips, mixing syringes, really anything. And there's some more materials down there. But not only that, I feel like if you bring something like this into the op and, the patient sees it and they go, oh, this is different. This is something that you wouldn't see in a dental office. I think that just kind of adds a separate element to everything going on. So what we're doing now is we are looking for areas that need to be touched up. So we just put the blue tape on, and then Clint, our contractor, will take care of that. So I think these are...
to secure the plug back in the wall a little more.
All right, cool. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, some people are just like, ah, it's okay. No, they need to fix. It's not okay. It's not okay with me. They're not too expensive, but I didn't take into consideration is that there's a piece at the bottom that's a little not at the top and the bottom.
Yeah.